I am Shana Shaw, and I'm the Associate Professor of Practice at Texas A&M University here with the Engineering Academy at ACC program.
Howdy, and I'm Santiago, a Texas A&M student and also an ACC student.
We're live on Facebook today, and we want to welcome you and tell you just a little bit about the A&M Academy Chevron program at ACC. And we want to get started by just having us introduce ourselves a little bit. So Santiago, please share a little bit about yourself.
So like I said before, my name is Santiago Flores. I was born in Venezuela and I moved to this country 5 years ago. This is my fourth semester at ACC and also my first semester in the academy. Once I graduated from high school, I found out the information about the academy and it interested me because it was a great opportunity for me to attend such a prestigious university like Texas A&M with the possibility of staying close to my family for a few years and after that transition to Texas A&M.
Great. And a little bit about my background is that I actually started my engineering journey at Texas A&M University as a mechanical engineering student. And I graduated with my bachelor's degree a long time ago. And then I went to work for industry for about 20 years in 3 different industries: the petrochemical industry, the satellite communications industry, and mostly in the automotive industry. So I designed a lot of future model vehicles that now are driving on the roads, and that was a lot of fun. I also got my master's degree on the way while I was working at Purdue University. So my focus area has been mechanical and industrial engineering, and my specialized concentration area has been design. So about 10 years ago, I made the switch into education. And about 5 years ago, after working at ACC for quite a few years, I became a full-time faculty member at Texas A&M University. So it was pretty fun for me to now be a faculty member for the school that I went to. So again, that's a little bit about me, and we're going to cover some background about the program and give you guys a chance to answer questions. So please go ahead and type in the chat, and we'll get to those questions as we go here. But for now, just welcome and hang out and just hang in with us for a few minutes, and we're gonna get started to tell you about a little bit more about the program. So you might say, what is the Engineering Academy? I've never heard of this type of thing. And basically, it is the first of its kind type of program in the nation where we partner with community colleges around the state of Texas to offer Texas A&M classes at that community college, as well as math and science and core type classes at the community college. It's a co-enrollment program. And the nice thing is that when you get into the academy program, whether you are 13 years old or 41 years old, we've had students a big range of ages and backgrounds. No matter when you get in the Engineering Academy program, you are an Aggie engineer from day one. You never have to apply to Texas A&M University College of Engineering again. And you just start with the community college and then you finish your bachelor's degree at Texas A&M University in College Station. So I already see a question in the chat. I'll answer real quickly about the cohort program. So the cohort program just means that you're taking your math and your science and your engineering classes with other groups of students that are in the Engineering Academy. So the nice thing is you get to form study groups. You get to even form potential roommates for when you transition and move to College Station. A lot of people, I think, including Santiago even, have already formed their roommates for moving to College Station, just because they become friends in the program. So that's the cohort-based model. And that's basically the goals of the program are to increase access, affordability, and inclusion into getting a Texas A&M engineering degree. Okay, so how about let's hear from Santiago. Will you please share with us your experience as an academy student over the last couple years?
That's a great question, Professor Shaw. So my experience for the academy started right before I started as an ACC student, like I mentioned before. And I entered this academy. My first 2 semesters were in the online method, and it was a little bit hard for everyone. But once we get to the in-person format, it was easier to connect with people and find people with the same interests and the same ideas as engineers. Right now, I'm currently majoring or trying to major in biomedical engineering. And this program gave me the opportunity to find people with the same mentality and the same goals as I had as an engineer. So far, this engineer has had given me an opportunity to meet new people, to start my college experience in ACC, and gives everyone opportunity to do the same, to major in the engineering academy and transition to A&M.
Great. Is there any type of advice that you might like to share with anybody for maybe some new students considering the Engineering Academy program? If you were to tell your younger self something about what you've learned about the program, what's the advice you would give to new students entering this program?
That's a great question, Professor Shaw. So a advice I will tell people or future students that might want to join the academy is just start talking to people, start making your connection with different students, because this is an opportunity for you to meet amazing people, to have amazing connection before you go to A&M. Just be prepared and be responsible with all your classes, and that's basically it, because this program flows and gives our students the opportunity to connect with other people. And once you have this basically handling, you have the chance to, I don't know, success in your classes.
That's awesome. So let me give you a few more details about the program. We're going to have some information sessions coming up, and you can learn more details. We're also going to have one of the sessions live at the ACC Highland campus coming up on May 14th, just another week or so. And that is going to be from 10 a.m. to noon at the Highland campus. Some of you know the Highland campus as the Highland Mall. Yes, it's one and the same. ACC has transformed that mall into an innovative, amazing education experience. And so we have our A&M engineering classroom here at the Highland campus. You'll get a chance to see the room. So I'd like to go ahead and do that now. We have a camera set up to show you the engineering classroom, where we have room for 100 students, and we have room for the lab equipment, as you can see a little bit about the room. So it's empty and quiet now, except for Santi and I in the room. But this is where all this wonderful engineering learning happens, all right? So you're gonna work in lab groups, and you're gonna work in teams. That's why we have computers. Everybody has a laptop that they use, and you work in groups of 4 or groups of 2 in different homework assignments and different labs. You can see the lab equipment. That equipment is made specially for Texas A&M University, and it is for the 2nd and 3rd class in the program. So that's a little teaser to show you a little bit about the room that you'll be experiencing your classes in. Also in the information sessions, you can find more details about how to transfer. Maybe you have some dual credit classes, or you have some classes from AP credit that you want to count, all those different things. But basically, the biggest thing that you need to worry about to be considered for the program is your math readiness. So if you are ready to take pre-calculus at the college level, starting in the fall semester, then you're ready to start this program. And you have to want an engineering degree. The nice thing is that at Texas A&M University, we have 22 majors in the College of Engineering, so there's plenty to choose from. And we don't expect you to know what major you want. That's why all students, no matter where at Texas A&M, they start in the College of Engineering all around the state. They start as a general engineering student first. You go through your first year or so, you learn about the different departments and all of the 22 majors, and then you're able to pick the major that you choose through another, it's not an application, but it's you submit essays, and it's a form that you submit. Okay, so what are you going to do in the Engineering Academy? Well, you're going to take some classes. You're going to take your math, science, and engineering classes with your cohort friends. You're going to take your core classes along the way as well. And then we also take 2 to 3 trips to College Station every semester to just see what Aggieland is like and experience a little bit about the culture of Texas A&M University, show you the engineering buildings and tours of campus. You put your walking shoes on when you go to the A&M campus because it's very large and spread out, and you get your steps in that day. So with that, I just want to talk a little bit about the program. Thank you, Santiago, for sharing a little bit about your experience and advice to new students. And I'd like to maybe go to take some questions, maybe. Okay.
Thank you, Professor Shaw. We currently don't have any questions, but this is one of the questions we currently have as Academy. One of them is, you as a professor of this Academy, what kind of support can I get through the years, like tutoring and advising as a student?
Oh, well, the nice thing about being co-enrolled in 2 different universities is you get double the tutoring help, double the support, and double the amount of potential scholarships that you can apply for and things like that. So there are all kinds of support for tutoring in subjects like calculus and physics and chemistry and things like that. There are peer teachers that we have in the Engineering Academy. So students that have already successfully taken a class actually are infused into the classroom with the new students. And they're there floating around because this is a big classroom, as you can see. They're there with me as part of the teaching team, floating around to help answer your questions as we go through the lab exercises, for example.
Also, if future students want to enroll into the Academy, how do they get money to help pay for college?
Well, they will apply through the ACC Financial Aid Department, and they're actually co-enrolled, so their potential tuition, funding could be more than if they were just attending ACC, because they have 2 different tuition bills, one from Texas A&M University and one from Austin Community College. But there's a whole financial aid department ready to help answer questions and fill out the forms and fill out your FAFSA and things like that. And there's different opportunities for scholarships and work study and different forms of financial aid. The nice thing about this program is that if you stay at home and maybe you live with your parents for another year or 2, you can potentially save up to $50,000 compared to students that just start in College Station and finish their engineering degree.
That's a great explanation, Professor Shaw. In my experience as a student in the Academy, interacting with an ACC in Highland campus, it's such a big campus. It's right now they're like making it bigger every year. It's right now we have 3 different buildings. A great way to start or to succeed in the Academy is just once you get in, just find your people, find the people you're more comfortable with, and make your study groups. And the possibilities you can have in this campus between ACC and A&M is with that. In Highland campus, they also offer like small study rooms for you and your peers to study, to share information, to collaborate in your classes, because that's going to be the way for you to succeed. That's going to be the way for you to end up at Texas A&M University and for you to become an engineer, an Aggie engineer.
Yeah, engineering, I like to say, is this combination of art and sciences. And we actually do everything that we do for the greater good of humankind. We don't just make brand new technology for the fun of it, although it is fun. We do it for the good of humankind. And as such, you form these study groups, you form these partnerships, you bounce ideas off of each other, and you grow in your communication skills, you grow in your personal skills, just growth as a person, and you also gain some technical knowledge along the way. So engineering is that combination. So you don't have to just be amazing in math to be an engineer. That's not what it's about. You learn just as much in this academy program about engineering in communication, critical thinking skills, teamwork skills, and things like that, just as much as you learn technical skills. So I think we have a time for another question.
Let's see if some other question pops out on the chat really quick. So to wrap this up, Professor Shaw, basically one more question that people or myself asked when I started the academy. What kind of experience do I get on the A&M campus and still taking my class at ACC?
Oh, well, the fun thing is we go to campus, like I said, 2 to 3 times a semester. Some of those campus engagement trips are meant for you to learn about the engineering facilities there, so you feel at home when you do transition and move to College Station. And some of those trips are just for fun, like going to an Aggie football game, for example, or an Aggie baseball game. This semester, we actually went to both a football game and a baseball game on the same day. So that was a big highlight for the group this year. So we do what we can, even though we're about 100 miles away, to make you feel as much at home as you can when you get to Aggieland and move to College Station.
Thank you for answering this question, Professor Shaw.
Yeah, thank you for all your great advice to the students. Please know that if you want more information about this amazing program, that you can come to the information sessions. There's some virtual sessions, as well as the live session that's happening at the ACC Highland campus on May 14th from 10 a.m. to noon, right here in the A&M classroom in the building 4000. And then with that, I wanted to just say thanks for being here, everybody. It's kind of fun for us to do this Facebook Live. We have not done this before, so thank you for going along the ride with us. And then just keep us posted. And if you want my information, my email is shana@tamu.edu. You're welcome to send me emails, and I'll be glad to answer your questions. If you can, think of other questions 10 minutes from now, and you didn't get a chance to hear your question answered, please just send me an email and we'll get the answers for you, okay?
Thank you, everybody, for joining in this Facebook Live. Please stay connected and visit us at austincc.edu/TAMU Academy.